Today is February 22nd. The players are reporting to camp now. The pitchers have been there for a week. We got a lot to discuss, and I'm excited about it, so let's talk some Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY and Jake. Recaps galore and weekly awards. Stat lines, steaming hot takes. Your Yankees news with these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, presented by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy, his name is Jake, and in the corner we got producer Bug Dude. Baseball starting, Jake. Videos of them at camp, throwing pitches, catching balls, talking, new nicknames, new euphemisms. It's all happening. Are you excited?
I am. It's kind of James, Bug Dude, David Mendelson. It's refresh the feed season. It's what's Lindsay Adler tweeting about. It's what's Brian Hoke got going on. Eric Bolin, there you are. So it's fun, man. I mean, right now we're getting Luis Severino updates. I think he's doing a presser, but you already got all the Luis Severino updates you needed from Pinstripe Strong in their interview the other day. So you guys are luckily caught up. But yeah, man, it's exciting times. You know, we're getting the pics of guys walking in, DJ swagging without swag. I mean, Corey Kluber's Smile Festival continues, so I'm feeling pretty good. Have you seen that thing yet?
No, I haven't been as
it's beautiful
keeping track of everything as I would like to be. I don't know why. Let me see. Kluber Smile. That someone face tapped that smile onto him.
No,
he's not.
That's his smile.
He's that smiley.
He's a smiley guy now.
Okay, I like some of the things that Kluber was as a guest. They recorded Sunday. I think it went live last night as well. So make sure you go check that out. Sevy was awesome. He was joking around with them. He opened with a funny quote about the different. We ended last week.
Yes.
Or last episode, Saturday's episode, the Brett Gardner surprise episode, by saying it ain't over. There's 40-man things that need to happen. And we said we were going to table that discussion for today's episode. So let's get into that discussion. But first, I got to tell you about some people. Mm-hmm. Ben Owens, yes. Shang Wang, Mike Cardane, Thomas Morris, Greg Feltman, Michael Allen, Sidney Ken. I've never seen Ken as a last name. Sidney Ken. Ken Sidney. Makes more sense to me. Mike Redmond, Richie, Dan Green, TJ Cabo Bianco.
P.
What's that?
That third letter's a P.
Capo. TJ Capo, William Chen, and Anthony Murphy. Those are our most recent patrons. We thank you very much. Our patrons get hooked up now. There's special private social media accounts that just they can follow. There's one-off Polaroid pictures they get. We're doing a Q&A this week just for patrons. When we have guests on, they get to know ahead of time so we can ask a patron question. A lot of perks. 40-man stuff, Jake.
Yes.
Gardner hasn't officially been added yet. Has Wilson been officially added yet? Wilson has not been officially added yet, and the 40-man is full. Now, speaking of Severino, he can get moved to the 60-day injured list, 60-day IL, which opens up one spot, and that's kind of easy, an easy move for them. Then people are going to have to get bounced, and how you usually do this dance is you look for people that are way down the depth chart at their position, which kind of is Greg Allen, I guess, or people without options. If they have an option, very easy. Okay, we'll send you down to the minors.
Well, this is 40-man.
40-man.
This is 40-man.
Never mind.
You got to be on this if you have an MLB contract. And so the Yankees recently, they protected some Rule 5 guys so that they can't be selected in the Rule 5 draft. So the question basically, what you were going into, Jim, it goes, is there a veteran that's about to get the plug pulled? Is it Greg Allen, who hasn't really been a part of the Yankees yet? The last guy who got DFA'd was Ben Eller. So, there's a couple guys that are still kind of his ilk around the Yankees roster. Brooks Kriske, is on the 40-man, and I feel like I always mention him when we mention the 40-man, so I'm sorry, Brooks Kriske. Or there's a few young guys. Yendrys Gomez, don't have the scouting report on him. Oswald Peraza, who's flying up the prospect list, so you'd assume you wouldn't just release him into the ether, which means the other option would be a trade. Mm-hmm. And we know Mike Tauchman's getting all these damn phone calls. Greg Allen, one of these young guys, and they could also DFA them and then trade them a couple days later. So it's kind of what's the path there, and we've got one outfielder and one reliever we have to add. And Sevy's going to the 60-day IL, so it's really one guy.
It's one guy, and
as of right now,
yeah. And
because Dietrich, I think people also need to know, like Derek Dietrich, Jay Bruce, they aren't on the 40-man right now.
So if they get added.
So that's towards the end of spring training, but something to keep in the back of your head.
So I think a lot is going to happen by the end of spring training. Like, it seems like Tauchman is going to get DFA'd or traded by the end of spring training because it doesn't, barring injury, he can't crack the opening. He can't crack the starting 26. Barring injury, I don't see him cracking that at all.
I think Fangraphs technically has. I know Fangraphs is guesstimating, but there's still a world where Tauchman is. They currently have him as the fourth bench guy.
There's a world where they go 4-man bench and it's Higgy, Wade, Gardner, Tauchman. That was the 4-man bench at times last year, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to service anything. Eventually, you're going to go to a 3-man bench. So you have to figure it out anyway.
It's hard to imagine a path to playing time, even if he's there.
Yeah. Tauchman, I like Tauchman, and Cashman's getting all these damn calls, but if they were to move him, it would be at the end of spring.
Right.
So what's the move to get, how soon, like, can Gardner be at camp? Can Wilson be at camp and doing stuff if they're not on the 40-man?
I'd guess no. By rule, just because that's what we're saying about Dietrich and Bruce. They have the MILB contracts. Mm-hmm. So I think they can drag their feet a little bit, and we know Justin Wilson is still not at Yankees camp. He got caught up in the Texas ice storm stuff, and we don't know anything about his contract still, which is pretty wild. Gardy, a similar boat. I'm assuming he's going to be around the facility today, but yeah, I don't know all the rules around that. I'm sure they have some, but yeah, I mean, I would expect something to happen fairly soon.
It could be benign, like you're saying. It could be someone that we don't know about. A Rule 5 guy they protected at the time that now they don't. They think no one will claim him on waivers, so they just DFA him like that Gomez dude you're talking about. Or it could be Greg Allen. Now that they have Gardner and Tauchman, and Tauchman will ride out camp. I don't think they'll do anything early because if someone gets injured, I mean, Tauchman becomes a huge piece right away. But because Tauchman doesn't have options, meaning he can't be sent to the minors, he's on the 26-man or DFA'd, and then every team gets a chance to pick him up in waivers, and Cashman's getting all the damn calls.
Yeah.
Tauchman's time, unless he becomes the fourth outfielder, which is possible, but then you part ways with Dietrich and Bruce, who I think they'd value more. I have no idea. There's stuff's going to happen, basically. Like, not interesting if you're not a weirdo 40-man diehard fan like us, but
you're into the last guy on the roster conversation.
Yeah.
No, and something should happen soon because they need to add Wilson and Brett. I'm sure there's language in.
There needs to be a move soon
in the CBA. So
I have that as Allen.
Yeah, Allen, Kriske. One of the younger guys. You can still trade them for a player to be named later or something like that.
You trade a guy who has to be on the 40-man for some guy.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be Kriske because he has options.
But it's the 40-man roster.
Yeah.
Options aren't the thing here.
We're just the 40-man spot. I still don't think they would dump. They probably would like having Kriske around on the 40-man over those guys.
Options are valuable. Like, you're not going to keep Abreu and DFA Kriske.
Right. I see what you're saying there, but it's also it's what they see them doing with the team.
I don't think you're going to DFA a guy with options.
They'd rather keep.
You're going to try and trade him.
You'd rather keep a guy on the 40-man that you can bounce back and forth if you need.
That's
to.
super valuable.
I see what you're saying.
Abreu's locked. Like, he's the guy above Kriske that might get traded. Someone might pick him up. Abreu and Talkin might make a pair that they can move,
and
that allows them to then put Bruce.
But you're
or
saying
Dietrich.
Talkman's going to stay till the end of spring training, which I very much agree with. So
Yeah.
I don't see that happening because the DFA has to come.
I think it's Greg Allen is the immediate move.
Yeah, Albert Abreu. I'm interested in that too. We'll see. I mean, it's how much the Yankees org values these guys, and you can DFA and then trade. So I mean, are they already having discussions? Is that why they're dragging their feet with some of the Gardy, Justin Wilson stuff?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm sure that is already happening.
It'd be interesting with Talkman. I mean, he came in on the last day of camp, and it'd be interesting if that's how he leaves the Yankees.
I don't think so, man. I think Talkman's going to stay. I know people probably see him and Gardy in similar lights to a degree, but Talkman had a really weird year last year, and his stats end up not looking too bad. He's still defensively. He rates out like elite. I don't think the Yankees want to move on from him knowing the rest of their outfield's injury history.
Yeah, I just think that if you can fetch a return for Talkman, like a reliever with 5 years of service time and 2 options, and then call up Dietrich to help you out with service time, and Dietrich can play all the positions and as a lefty bat, you're benefiting. You can't trade Dietrich for anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at Dietrich and Talkman on the same level, though. I mean, Talkman's an elite outfield defensive player. Dietrich is not that. He's played most of his innings at second base.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if you can't trade Dietrich for a return, you can trade Talkman for a return. So Dietrich's not going to fetch you a minor leaguer arm that maybe can become something. Talkman can. So if the balance there, I think there's more value to parting ways with Talkman because he can get you something in return. Where Dietrich, he's just not going to make the roster and then he's gone.
Right. Yeah. I have them as apples and oranges. I think Talkman's going to be here. I think Talkman's going to be a big part of this season. And it'd be interesting because if you're trading Mike Talkman, a guy who can be a valuable part of the season, you're going to be getting something back, someone who's not on the 40 man. So you're taking a flyer on a relief pitcher or whatever it is that I don't know. It just doesn't seem in line with this season's goals.
We'll see. Something's got to happen.
Yeah,
they got to move someone.
I like Greg Allen or something happening with Albert Abreu. That would seem to make sense.
Yes, I'd be shocked if Albert Abreu. I wouldn't be shocked if he starts, but then, I mean, he's really walking a tightrope line. Sessa did it, but Sessa had experience.
Yeah, I mean, that was like year 3 of Sessa.
Abreu's used 3 options and
has like 2 innings to show for it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. 2 games, 1.1 major league innings. Albert Abreu.
So he spent
3
seasons he's been called up.
At one point.
Yeah, I remember he got called up for a day and sent down. It was like, well, you just wasted that option.
Che, when we're talking about how organizations value a guy.
What do you mean?
If you're willing to waste 1 day, they clearly don't
value him.
Value Albert Abreu.
Yes.
I'm moving him maybe above Greg Allen.
I would guess they try to let him like showcase something in spring training if they can get a lottery ticket type prospect that's like 3 years away.
Yeah, I think they could trade him. They can't trade Greg Allen. So that's again like where I think
they did trade a guy for Greg Allen over the winter. I forget his name, but lefty pitcher they sent to San Diego. But also they before 2018 they did it with Locasher. They got him on a DFA and flipped him.
There's a lot of guys that people are like, Addison Russ, people are saying watch out for him making the roster. Adam Warren is back, and we know the Yankees love Adam Warren. So the bullpen might get really shaken up, or you never know where those guys are going to land. I'm kind of interested to see that dance. If Warren makes the opening day roster and gets on the 40-man, like I'm not shocked. They love Adam Warren.
They love Adam Warren. Adam Warren loves them. The media loves Adam Warren. Everyone's in on Adam Warren.
And then the Addison Russ dude is who they traded David Hale for to the Phillies, and he was kind of highly regarded at a time.
A prospect that's seemingly finding a slot in the bullpen. I think he's supposed to have a wipeout slide or something like that.
Yeah, he's never pitched at AAA, so easy for him to start at AAA, and then we'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, if you're into the back end of the roster, obviously we'll be following it because it is kind of interesting. All the starting rotation, the bullpen, all that. Although I have changed my mind on the starting rotation, and we'll get to that tail end of the show.
Ooh.
Yes. There was another update I wanted to say before we got into this, and now I forget what it was. I forget.
Sevy to the 60, 40 man.
I think it was the Addison Russ
it.
thing. I think I wanted to mention
Got
Addison
it.
Russ.
Huge
news. Well, before we move on to the gas station, let me tell you a little bit about Cushy Dreams. Cushy Dreams is smokable CBD. There's a tiny bit of THC in it, like 0.3%, so it's totally legal. If you're sick of the vapes and the gummies and you want to go back to the old school smoking and get that marijuana smell, and you got to get Cushy Dreams smokable CBD. They got 1/8 ounce cans. They even got pre-rolled joints, and look at this, Jake. They got a new flavor. They got a fresh harvest, and now you can get their ultra premium line, and you can get a full gram of pre-rolls. And you can get 5 packs of half-gram pre-rolls. So you can get like half and half. We had someone reach out that thanked us for shouting out Cushy Dreams. They're like, I love it. You know, my wife enjoys it to use to calm down.
Your wife, not the person tweeting.
My wife.
Your wife
enjoys Cushy Dreams.
Yes.
Eventually, she's probably going to take these away from us and stop using them as props to show the audience so she can smoke them.
And an all-time iconic picture, video of us in the alley.
Smoking in the alley. So smoking is the fastest, most effective way to get CBD into your system. The flower looks, smells, and tastes like high-quality marijuana. Every run is a limited small batch, independent lab tests. Relax, create, hustle. Get rid of your anxiety, depression. I can get rid of, but help it out. Pain relief, fighting inflammation. Go to cushydreams.com. It's KUSHY. Use promo code YANKS for 20% off your next order. Smoke your CBD with promo code YANKS for 20% off today. Cushy Dreams. The gas station.
Oh, sure is.
New facility.
Yep.
At Steinbrenner Field. The bullpen before was kind of weird because it was like underneath the main concourse. And there was fences there, and there was only like 2 mounds, and I think they didn't have room to put all the cameras and the equipment they wanted. Remember the first time we went down there and we were having fun at spring training, and you and I just walked down there?
Yeah.
Like there's no security, and we're like, where's this lead? And then we're in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Oops.
We should have been stopped.
Sorry.
Before we got here. The gas station. Mike King said he didn't like the name at first, thought it was corny. And then he got there and he was like, it's awesome. We finally got a picture of it today. There's cameras everywhere. It's like a new trailer, like a long farming trailer where you park the tractors, and there's hay inside, but all tin and metal. Probably sounds loud as shit. The glove popping in just a tin can.
Gloves are popping. It's I mean, hey, this is Yankees exciting spring training stuff. Looks like there was 4 mounds or so. They got the Rapsodo machine. They got all the tech there. It was cool that we finally got the look inside. But yeah, all the pictures are talking about it. Pretty good, silly name for it. Lindsay Adler, the building looks like a big blue barn. So that should help you if you still don't have it.
Big blue barn. Yeah. I like that. Some other stuff I liked coming out of the gas station was that Kluber, also a Lindsay Adler inside, and there's more Lindsay Adler coming up. We should have had her on. Kluber says that his breaking pitch, he doesn't like calling it a curve.
No.
He doesn't like calling it a slider, and I don't think he likes calling it a slurve either. He said that if he calls it a curve in his head, he's worried he might start throwing it like a curve.
Right.
And if he calls it a slider and says, okay, time to throw the slider, he might start to throw it like a slider. So don't name his breaking pitch. You just got to say, there's the breaking pitch from Kluber.
Oh. Yeah, now you saying that's got me worried about Sterling.
Oh, he's going to...
Might tie his own brain in a pretzel.
He's not good. He's fabulous.
That was quick. It might tie him in a pretzel, but I think he's going to say... It's
a slider. It's 83 miles per hour. That's not a curveball.
Yeah. How about call it a slider?
Susan, call it whatever you want, but I've seen sliders.
Yeah, I like that. I'm trying to find the video of it so I can show it for you.
Okay.
Because I think it's a slider.
It's a slider.
It's got a little At least one of the gifs I saw going around, it has a little more verticality to it than a slider, but
Chris D'Amico.
I would lean it's more a slider than a.
Okay, now I'm very interested.
Indeed.
I think he throws a few different ways, and
Okay, so this was the tweet from Lindsay. Corey Kluber doesn't classify his breaking ball as either a curve or a slider. It's really neither in both. He said he feels that labeling it would affect his execution of it. If he calls it a curve, he try to throw it like a curve. Same as slider. So I said that. And now we have our buddy Nick Pollock posted it. Here it is. That's a slider.
82 miles per hour. It's, it's a 2 to 7.
2 to 7? Slider.
It's a slider.
Looks nasty.
But don't tell him that it's a slider.
Then he might start throwing it like a
start
slider.
throwing his slider like a slider.
What if the
that.
pitching coach was like, well, why don't we see what happens when you throw it like a slider?
Matt Blake has not said anything past formalities to Corey Kluber.
That's very much seems like a broken robot. Like he programmed it, like just that one single word throwing off his mechanics.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's just like, no, they're in like breaking pitch, and they're like, throw the slider, and then he throws it and just dirts it like 10 feet in front of him.
Yeah, it seems like a robot who had a really weird experience with independent thinking one day.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa. We don't know.
Yeah, it's like if you program the robot to
Off
know the
speed.
word water, and then you drop like, hey, pass that aqua, and then he's just brain breaks. What?
H2O.
Ooh. Yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Tell me everything.
Off the record.
Yes.
Don't share this.
Will not.
Starting to get excited about Kluber.
Oh, I'm still not.
I know.
I'm still not.
I don't want to, but I am.
I am excited about Tyone.
Excited about Kluber.
I'm holding very stern. I need
know.
to see him pitch.
I know, Jim. I don't want to, but I am. Oh
my God. I hope he plays games. I mean, that's what we stumbled onto in an episode. Like, I hope that they don't hide him all spring training.
Yeah.
Then will you get a little nervous?
I'm so nervous.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm very nervous. I'm mad because I want to hold back the excitement. And I was trying to be fair with myself. I was telling myself if Corey Kluber had joined another team this offseason, when we do our team profile and projection on Talkin Baseball ad, what would I honestly be saying? And I think it's what we've been saying, like, hey, there's a chance he's still got something in the bag, but he hasn't pitched in 2 years.
What are you saying about Garrett Richards?
It's a little different. Garrett Richards has been injured his whole career.
Yeah.
And doesn't have 2 Cy Youngs in the bag.
Yeah, the ceiling's higher, but it's still...
It's a little different.
I'm still...
got similar money.
Cressy.
I'm gonna have to see it.
Cressy.
Maybe that's why I'm tuning out a lot of like I haven't seen any videos of Kluber throwing, but I've watched videos of Tyone throwing because I don't want to get deceived.
Wow. I haven't seen anyone hit Corey Kluber yet.
Yeah.
I don't think he can be.
We had Sevy, who was on Pinstripe Strong, said, and we kind of knew this because it's on schedule anyway. He's throwing from 120 feet coming up. He says he feels great. Love Sevy, but obviously you're going to say that. So
Be really weird if he didn't.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Lindsay, because Sevy's doing his press conference out of it, but I saw her tweet about it. He said he hasn't thrown anything besides a fastball yet. He's also only thrown long tests. I don't think he's done a bullpen.
Yeah, he's still on path. He said June or July, which
they've been going the long path anyway. People could be frustrated because Syndergaard had his Tommy John a month after him and is throwing full bullpens right now. So either Sevy's behind or they've just been extra cautious. But it is kind of weird when you remember that part of it.
They're all different.
Yeah. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
The Yankees should be more cautious.
He's supposed to start spinning it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's only throwing heaters.
Yeah.
And then hopefully Corey Kluber teaches his not slider to Sevy.
I like Sevy slider.
It's pretty funny when the pitchers are talking shop. And it's like, oh, yeah, we're friends now. So what
Hey, Klubes, can you
teach me that slider?
It's not a slider.
Oh, all right. I thought, okay. So what? How do you grip your curveball?
It's ball to your face.
Matt Blake's just in the corner crying.
Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe. Send out a Slack message. Hey, don't make sure you don't say slider or curve.
Hey guys, checking in. Don't say anything to Corey Kluber.
Just make sure you don't accidentally call his breaking pitch.
Ask about the
name.
cut fastball.
Yeah. Man, all right. If Sevy and Tyone and Kluber are like back for the playoffs, that's amazing. Or healthy for the playoffs. If two of the three, that'd be pretty cool.
Be good.
What do you have about they asked Cole about his catching crew?
Be your best.
They asked Cole about the catching crew, and they were like, Higgy and Gary, and he's like, don't forget that Chirinos is here now too.
Yeah.
And then they asked Higgy, and he was like, I'm just trying to make the team.
Yeah.
Do you think Chirinos has a shot?
No, Higgy said that last year too.
Yes.
When we talked to him, when he had a spot, he very much did. I love it. It's part of the reason why I think the guys love Higgy. And he should have that mindset. Like, nothing's promised in this sport. Chirinos is there. Chirinos has played a lot of good baseball. He's caught Garrett Cole. So I don't know. I think that's mostly Garrett saying, when you reference the catchers, there's more to it than just Gary and Higgy right now. So I don't know. I hope we don't have to read more into that. I think just giving props to an MLB veteran that's at spring training. But yeah, Chirinos is there, and man, if again, there's a good chance Chirinos is a big
Still
part
a
of
good
this
player.
season.
If he accepts an assignment, or if someone gets hurt in
If
spring.
he accepts an assignment or someone gets hurt, I mean, he's
Otherwise, let's bring Kratz back.
retired.
For now.
It's exhausted. It's old.
Home with 5 kids or whatever.
Tired.
I'm going to Pennsylvania. I should visit him.
You're going to Pennsylvania. You should visit Eric Kratz.
Yeah.
He's on the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. He is?
I believe, depending on which route you go.
The one where
where
Kratz
you're
is on the
going.
way.
The
Yeah,
Kratz route.
I think it's a little longer, but you can
That's
make a
so-
stop.
Okay, sure. See you there,
Let's
Kratzy.
go this way. It's scenic.
I read an update that Gary Sanchez is still going to do the one knee thing that they were teaching him last year. He's now says he feels comfortable doing it from both knees. They brought in Tanner. His name Tanner, right? Tanner Carlson, Tanner Smith.
Swanson.
I was all over it.
Swammy.
They brought in Tanner Swanson, the catching coach, to do this with Gary. Last year, his pitch framing numbers were vastly improved. His blocking got worse again. I forget what happened with Gary. Just the whole season was bad.
It was just there was certain times when the blocking wasn't going to happen. Like with Zach Britton.
You can't go on the knee with Britton. Yeah.
Couple chappy.
They're staying there.
Yeah.
I mean, when we talked to Marley Rivera for winter meeting, she was like, they've changed Gary's defensive style and his coaches on him 3 times.
Yeah. We overlook that. Yeah, and there's also some cool stuff. Austin Wells is at spring training, the Yankees' first-round pick from last year. Talking Yanks guest, whatever. And he was talking about it. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to learn the one-leg stuff, too. It's pretty
Interesting.
not used to it. Yeah.
I should try and learn that.
Yeah, might as well.
When I squat down to play with my little nephews,
Yeah.
I'm always in standard original catching
Right.
squat.
Old school.
Old school.
Yeah.
Should try the one knee.
Try the one leg. You get more trips.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
They go towards that straight leg, and you're not quick enough.
Interesting. You okay?
Yeah.
What happened?
You missed it.
Did you fart?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Missed it.
Your tie fell. There you go. Now
Damn
you're on it.
All right, we got to talk about a lot of Domingo German stuff, and that's going to suck. So first, let's talk about something fun. DraftKings is offering a awesome deal as we get excited for March Madness. You can choose any NBA game right now. You can bet $1. You choose any team. You say, I think that team is going to make a 3-pointer in this game.
Yeah.
You bet $1 on it. If they hit a 3, you win $100.
Yeah.
So basically, you just 100 times your money right away. You bet $1. You say, I think the Celtics are going to hit a 3. The Celtics obviously hit a 3. No, they're doing terrible, right? Bad teams hit at least 1 3 though, because they're just having fun. They don't care anymore.
There's a really good chance you're going to win this bet.
Really good chance you're going to win
But
this bet.
don't do the Celtics.
Who'd you do?
I'd do the Knicks.
Do the Knicks. Shout out Talkin Knicks.
Do the Knicks. You know, Julius Randle himself has a made 3-point shot in the last 12 games.
Okay.
And that's himself.
So he's winning people money.
Free money.
So go to DraftKings. They've paid out over $7 billion to its customers since 2012. You choose one team. You say they're going to make a 3. You win $100. It's pretty cool. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOMBOY to get your shot to turn $1 into $100 when you bet on any team to hit a 3-pointer in any basketball game this week. That's promo code JOMBOY for new customers to get a shot at 100-1 odds on any basketball team to hit a 3-point shot. Only at DraftKings. You must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, Michigan, or Virginia only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. Winning paid out in 4 $25 free bets. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT, or in Virginia, call 888-532-3500. Domingo German suspended at the end of the 2019 season, missed the playoffs, suspended for all the 2020 season, domestic violence, served an 80-game suspension, one of the biggest that's ever been given out. He retired over Instagram story, then he apologized to the team and unretired. He broke up, his girlfriend broke up with him, so he posted an Instagram saying, like, I've quit everything. Someone asked Zach Britton about it, and he said, like, you can't choose your teammates. Pretty strong words, and says, like, you know, obviously that's a terrible thing. You can't choose your teammates, but it is what it is. Hopefully it gets, I think he said something like, hopefully it's better or whatever like that. Someone on Twitter oddly called Britton out for basically saying domestic violence is wrong and I don't like people that do it. And saying that Britton didn't know what happened. And Britton said, you think I don't know what happened? I know exactly what happened. In your face. Shut up. Lindsay Adler wrote an article and giving us more information about the whole scenario that we didn't have prior. Because it was like, it happened at the gala. No, it happened after the gala, blah, blah. So now Lindsay Adler put together an article saying he slapped his girlfriend, I think, at CC Sabathia's gala. We did the red carpet.
Yeah.
We saw Domingo on the red carpet. He was in a silly mood. I just say that. Remember, he was like screaming.
On his way into the event.
On his way into the event, he was screaming Mike Vick's name and then ducking in the crowd. Vick! And then like ducking and hiding. I remember that. Slapped his girlfriend at the event, and people saw it. And then after the event, went home and got so bad that his girlfriend, it's girlfriend or fiance, his girlfriend was hiding. She locked herself in a closet, hiding. She called another wife and or girlfriend of a Yankee player for help. So that teammate and his wife or girlfriend had to drive over and get her out of there, and she stayed with them for like the next couple days.
And they showed up. Domingo was belligerent, and
yeah,
it's bad.
Bad. So Lindsay's point was like, teammates are involved. People do know what happened here. This isn't...
Everybody on the team knows.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's fucked. Like, they're making him talk to the team and apologize, but he has to do it in small groups over and over again. Not sure what you say or how you convince people that you understand the error of your ways or the terribleness of what you've done and who you are, and convince people that like you learned and you'll be different. Like, obviously people can change. I have no idea how a human convinces instead of just like showing it.
I mean, it's what you just said, man. I mean, you be as sincere and genuine as possible and say, you know, I don't expect you guys, and especially, you know, your significant others, to respect me or think I've changed or anything. But if you're dedicated and devoted to doing that, we'll see, man. He was supposed to do a press conference and they canceled it because he said he was yet to address his teammates, and there was kind of a lot of conversations going on after the Zach Britton quotes, which again, were very fair on Zach Britton. So yeah, man, it's it's interesting. I mean, a lot of people were taking the easy joke because Chapman said he talked to Domingo, and everyone was like, well, this seems like the worst guy to talk to, but they're obviously referencing trying to come back from any sort of situation like that. I don't know, man. It sucks. I mean, you know, it's the juggle that we've talked about on here a few times. I mean, you know, do you believe in giving people second chances?
The other news was that Domingo's girlfriend didn't file the police report. The Yankees teammate or another Yankees teammate who heard it from the couple that picked her up, reported it. And good on whoever saw something and said something. And like, always report domestic violence whenever you see it. I think he's going to start in AAA. I think that the Yankees are utterly sick of not only him being a asshole and an abuser, but also like all the Instagram drama and all the headaches. And if they have to spend any more time answering questions about German, I think they're just gonna be like, dude, go to fucking AAA. We don't want to see you for a while. We love Davey. He's a fifth starter.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and we'll see how the actual teammate apologies go. We'll see how when he addresses the actual media. Because yeah, man, I mean he's walking a tightrope. We talk about 40-man stuff. I mean, you know, if things take a step, if they take a step in not a positive direction, I mean it's like get out of town time. So we'll see what happens. I think you know, it'll be interesting to see what Domingo German shows up. Has he became a better person at all? Has he grown up at all? Because yeah, I you know, as Yankee fans, you feel uncomfortable about it. As Yankee teammates, they feel uncomfortable about it, and at the same time, think about the person you just referenced, Mike Vick, who was at CC's charity event and has turned his life around in an incredible way from where he was. I mean, dogfighting, he served jail time, and now he's given back to the community, and he's kind of back to being a respected guy to a degree. So we'll see, man. It's definitely going to be a storyline of this season. I don't know how it ends. When I was seeing a lot of the Twitter conversations go down in my head, I think the Yankees are at a point kind of to what you were saying, where I think they might try to bring back Domingo's baseball value a little bit, whether that's AAA or MLB. And then he might just be a trade piece, like, let's move on from this. But I don't know.
At some point,
there's no good.
At some point, it's just, you know, Chapman and Domingo. You can't. It's not a great fucking look to have multiple domestic violence abusers on the team.
Not a good look to have one.
Stand by them, and who knows? I mean, I'm glad that Britton spoke up. He's like, I was asked a question, I answered.
Yeah.
And it seems in all the other press conferences that they're getting pretty fed up with the other stuff. Like, dude, you already got suspended. You're already, like, having to, like, fix your image and all this stuff. You're doing all this other shit. So we'll see.
I mean,
I think they're going to send him to AAA.
I think, you know, the next lateral step, if Domingo doesn't start moving this train forward with apologies, the press conference, if there's even another, you know, weird Instagram live or something like that, he's at the end of the rope, man.
Yeah.
It's sad.
And like, not that there's any age where any of it's acceptable, but it's like he's not young.
No.
He's 28. 29 in August. Like, again, not that there's any age where it's acceptable, but it's not like he's like a literal kid.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's not crazy. It's just sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Stupid. All right. I mean, is there any fun news at the end of that? Reggie Jackson isn't working with the Yankees anymore?
Yeah, I feel like we've touched upon that a few times. Reggie sneakily was very involved with the Yankees, going on road trips and stuff. And yeah, there was an article that came out that said a lot of the legends of Yankee spring training aren't going this year due to COVID, which, man, is kind of a deep cut for us being, you know, these baseball I don't know, emotional little baseball guys like Ron Guidry. We love making Stump Merrill jokes. This is going to be their first time not going to a spring training in over like 40 years or something like that. So when you hear that, I mean, that's pretty sad.
I was thinking about Tino Martinez and Dietrich seeing each other again.
Old buds. Is Tino with the team still? No, he got boxed out, right?
He goes to spring training.
Right. I was wondering if he's like with another organization.
Dietrich got him fired from the Marlins.
Right.
Yeah,
and I was wondering if he had joined another organization.
The Yankees, I believe. Like he's like spring training advisor or something. I thought he was like thought he got some job with the Yankees.
Coaching and broadcasting. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, the old story, you can look it up. Tino asked like Dietrich and a bunch of other Marlins players to pick up balls after a cage session, and they refused. And then he like yelled at him, and they said he was mean. Got him like fired and like blackballed from another job for a while.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Dietrich's going to be at camp. I wonder if Tino's going to be there. Interesting.
Tough.
Probably not.
Not the high note we were looking for.
No?
So far, 2 not high notes following Domingo stuff.
Reggie enjoying retirement. That's high.
Yeah. We think.
Whenever you listen to R2C2 and Cece's Beth, he was like, yeah, I think we were at Cleveland, and after the game, Reggie Jackson came up to me in the clubhouse, and I'm like, why was he there? Like, why was he traveling with the team? And then it turns out Reggie Jackson was like basically a coach that traveled with the team, and he was like, constantly around, but they never... You'd think that he would be in like
had an official title,
like post game prep, like they would just talk about that.
Yeah, Cuddy says he still will be serving on the Yankees diversity committee. He's still associated with the Yankees, just not going to do.
I mean, he's probably getting
on-field
older
stuff
and
this
just like
year.
doesn't want to fucking
Yeah.
travel or deal with it, especially with COVID.
Lindsay Adler posted a Garrett. I don't know. It's a Lindsay Adler episode.
This is a Lindsay. What'd she post?
Slow-mo of Garrett Cole throwing. And then I don't want to... Again, I think this ends up spinning us a little bit. She said, oh, my God, the sound of Garrett Cole's heater zipping through the air then thudding into Gary Sanchez's glove is baseball ASMR. But she didn't post a video of it. It's just a picture. So, like, teasing us with the ASMR.
The Yankees posted like an ASMR video on Instagram or Twitter. It was pretty good. Did you hear that?
I don't think so.
Might be, maybe I can find it. I can roll us out.
Best part of the Lindsay video of Cole is you can see just a little bit that it's through the fence, which is a staple.
Mike King's fun. You mentioned it with the gas station. He said he's going to do his best to break down Corey Kluber.
Mike King did?
Yeah.
Well, if anyone could talk,
Yeah.
Kluber's going to hate him.
He said, like, no, I'm going to get him. So Mike King.
I'm watching a video of Kluber throw now, seeing if it
Be careful,
sparks
man.
any emotions.
I'm just warning you. Be careful, man.
No, it does nothing. Does nothing for me.
Careful with that.
Here it is. ASMR baseball.
Okay. Careful,
Sparks
man.
any
I'm
emotion.
just warning you.
I always do that. Gotta figure that out. Here we go. You didn't watch this?
I didn't.
Because there's a Davey smile that's
Yeah.
like, almost need to make a gif of it.
Stunner.
It's just like, yeah, well, ASMR to end it.
Beauty.
I do. That does get me excited. Pretty dumb.
It's good.
Pretty dumb.
I mean, that first crack of the bat.
Oh!
Sing about that in songs, you know?
Which songs?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. That's the episode today. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow with another player profile and projection. Thank you guys for tuning in. We've been doing one a day. We'll keep going one a day every day until opening day. Very excited about that. Do you know whose tomorrow is?
It's the double ep. Tyler Wade, Tyro Estrada.
Whoa. Happy
I think.
birthday,
He
Tyro
thinks.
Estrada. Happy birthday.
Jake and I were fighting that entire episode.
Oh, my God.
Most important
Goodness
episode for
throat.
Jake's life.
Yeah.
Literally.
His dudes.
My body.
Oh,
don't-
no, tomorrow is Louis Sessa. Next Tuesday is that
Ah, Latin Andy Pettitte.
Assassinator.
one. So, spoiler, we combined Wade and Wade and Tyro.
Tyro.
Happy 25th birthday, Tyro.
Go Yanks.
I love you.
Tell him, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Jason Dominguez is going to play regular spring games. Let me pause real quick. Jason Dominguez hasn't played a game yet.
No.
He hasn't stepped into a box versus another team playing.
You got roped.
Oh, no, this was the other thing I wanted to say.
He
Development of scouting
Yes.
said stop comparing him to Trout and Judge and all these people. He was like, that's so unfair to him. So I was glad that someone from the Yankees came out and be like, please stop.
So I don't know if you saw this. The media shortened up that quote and actually, I think, sent it as a twist to the Yankee fans that are the problem. He said, let's not compare Jason. It's unfair to compare Jason Dominguez. You know, he's not Trout. He's not Judge. He's not Brett Gardner.
Brett Gardner, 14-year career. If Jason Dominguez is a 14-year career,
We got roped
as
in.
a starter,
We
we're
can't,
winning.
No more Dominguez.
Yeah. I mean, so many people ask. They have no idea. Like, they have no idea because of the hype. He hasn't played a game yet. All he's done is batting practice and soft toss.
He'd be ahead of schedule if he's invited to the minor league camp that begins when the Yankees go to New York. He'd be very ahead.
I think they said they're going to do that.
He probably will.
Just because they want him to play baseball
do
because he
something.
hasn't.
Yeah. Go Yanks. Tell him, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees! Let's go
Cushy DraftKings dreams.